Peace, cosmic family. I greet you with love, joy, and honesty, which is that today is a special day. December 21st is the winter solstice of our, year in the Lord coronavirus, 2020. And a lot of things have happened. A lot of things have happened through 2020 to get to this solstice. Why is a solstice especially special? What makes it unique in such a way that you should pay attention? Just pay attention. They say, or if you even really are in practice, that when you send your focus or your intent somewhere, that is where your consciousness is. Well, if your consciousness is on the sun today, and you look up and you've taken some time to clean your water, make sure you've exuded great energy that surrounds your thoughts, that causes a crystalline, beautiful structure in your water that you can't see, can't be detected under a microscope, but your blood cells know, your skin cells know, your brain neurons know. It's like water is the glue that binds being able to get to almost any place in this universe. So what we're dealing with on our solstice here, something like an invisible, unseen force, like Rahu and Ketu, are two mathematical points where the sun and the moon can intersect in the sky, okay, across their ecliptic rotating planes. Look it up. It's very Vedic, Indian knowledge, our ancient knowledge as well. I mean, one thing I've been, tweeting, and I usually tweet around this time of year, is a lot of Vedic things like, Krishna and Christ, because looking up, that same spirit moves through the light. It separates the dark and it moves through the light. So paying very close attention to all kinds of phenomena around you this next year, 2021. Pay attention to the fact that since the collective consciousness really believed this time that we could become mutants, unlike back in 2012, it was more like doomsday, where that was still a false pretense given to society to keep them lower vibration. This was a year where higher vibrations were in chi, sort of like that little ninja Mulan. Don't mess with that high chi. If anybody you approach has gotten their chi high, they're going to have a great 2021. In fact, the rest of their life is actually perpetual kinetic motion of this mental technology of the ki. So I'm in essence just kind of like reminding anybody out there who moves as the solar system in their internal thinking, meaning you don't mind the different, energies, dimensions that have to live in you, the different planets that live in you and revolve around you and pull on you, relying on your light and your sustenance for the basic building blocks to create life. Then you've begun your peaceful journey to a state beyond what's perceived in books written prior. Welcome to like something you'd see in movies. You know, something out of the ordinary, but right up the alley of extraordinary and beautiful. I wanted to touch on one thing, as this has just been like a ramble smack dab session. I watch a lot of false prophets. A lot of people try to predict the future and do their best to say, Trump will get elected, and do their best to predict what will happen with the coronavirus vaccine. These are really fabric of thought universe that is created by all of us once we engage in these certain thoughts. So, with Trump, he's learned very well how to indoctrinate by planting a seed of thought, and to do it repetitiously with rhetoric over and over again until it's actually part of the consciousness of the culture. And then the same goes with the far left radical people, who still aren't really as human as they seem to be, even though their agendas happen to align with a lot of things that could be very beneficial to our planet, unlike the far right, which is weird, right? Then we have to realize that the culmination of what we're dealing with here is always a mass hypnosis. And how do you stay out of it? How do you revolve, or how do you have your own massive hypnosis going on so that nothing else can break your soul, come into your solar system and destroy your planet Tiamat? Because your guardian, your sun energy, and you've got, on your outermost reaches, your Plutos, your Kuiper belts coming in, you've got your Uranuses and Neptunes. And then, in the middle there, you've got these powerful two giants, the Saturn and the Jupiter, the opposers, but the lovers, at the same node. These things in your body are incredible and meant for you to discover. Now, is in my shaman dumps, I plan to take people down mental roadmaps, give you kind of like little things to write down and tidbits that take this information to a place that you apply it, and not something that is written in a book, but something that you apply. And that when you look out into nature and you see a tree growing and you listen with your ear, and then all of a sudden your inner ear begins to listen, because you're always allowing for your chakras to stay aligned, and you're not clouding your own judgment with thought. You'll hear the tree speak to you and remind you of something that has been forgotten. And you won't have to look in a book. I'm just being honest. So, shaman, understand this, because you cannot navigate this planet without your internal consciousness being aligned to the entire solar system. And then once you align yourself to the entire solar system, you will also have remembrance of the solar system inside of you and its planetary structure, and what must be paid attention to and what must also be kept in balance. Because as you are a sun, every planet inside of you is wearing a crown. And until next time, don't forget to dab on them. It's December 21st, 2020. Just dab in the water, you'll see something funny. I ain't talking about that green paper called money, but I'm talking about something more divine, like tender vittles with a dab of honey. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you like the sound of this voice. We're going to keep spreading this dab-tastic energy throughout 2021. Merkaba in the sky. You know what I mean?